We're here for round 3 in GT World Challenge Europe, Spa-Francorchamps, the big one. It's the toughest GT3 race in the world.
Practically everyone will be familiar faces. Probably the least common face is Martin, who was part of the Spa 24 lineup from last year.
I'm really glad to be here. We have two youngsters, really high performance Dutch drivers in Luke and Maurice.
This is no longer a singular attempt at the 24 itself, but this is part of a larger championship.
The grid this year is incredibly big. It's over 70 GT3 cars that will start the race. Every session you have, there's so many cars that it's very hard to learn. So the best opportunity actually for Antares to get most of his runtime finished and to get into the rhythm after Le Mans was the bronze test.
For me, the hope is to really start at a high level, because with all these weekends, everything's progression. You try to just gain maybe 1% with every run that you have. If you start at 80%, you might end up with 99 or 100. If you start at 50, I'm sorry, you'll probably be quite far away from where you need to be. I was definitely focused on making a few things work at bronze test, and unfortunately for the track condition and for the old tires and for the circumstances, I was overdriving the car, and it led to a big accident. Went at a very high speed into a concrete barrier, and the car was properly destroyed, and even my helmet cracked. Unfortunately, that actually leaves me with a bit of an injury, and the doctors have cleared me to drive, but there's this nasty muscle tear in my ribcage.
If I'm worried about anything this week, is that it's been such a demanding week already for the mechanics. First of all, getting everything here, then secondly, having to rebuild an entire car within 24 hours to get us running again on the Thursday, and then after Thursday they have to rehaul the car again to make it race ready as well. It's been incredibly physical for them. I worry for something else, it's Antares. I'm just very concerned about him doing well and lasting with his ribcage. Seems like he has a lot of pain.
This will probably be the most challenging 24 I've done. Seems like every time we come here we have a new set of challenges, and this time it's the one challenge I don't think is easily overcomeable.
So you're on full fuel, we go out on the wets, I give you 8 laps or so, but if you want to box earlier, just let me know the conditions.
It's basically dry.
Copy, box. We stay in the car, we just swap to slicks, do some mobile changes, and then we go again.
Low to medium speed. It's mid-court atmosphere. Yeah. The car is good in high speed. It's just a little bit front in the low and medium speed. But it's also the track is pretty green.
The guys change tyres and do feel like it's a proper pit stop practice, okay? And then we go for 8 laps.
The major thing that happened in the week is after the crash we changed cars. So we have a spare car now, which is completely different. For sure it's the same Porsche 992R, but it's always a bit different. Thursday is super tight, there's not that much time to turn around things.
So Antares, rain is starting to fall as you've probably seen. Box Antares, box this lap, box, the rain is getting heavier, so just drive back, box.
Now to have no run time in the bronze test and having to put most of his run time also within the sessions that both Martin, myself and Morris have to get into our rhythm. It made it definitely a hard start for us this week.
The pain was real. The pain was real, but it is something that is difficult to gauge when you're not driving. And with all the things going on at Spa during a race week, your driving windows are limited. So I don't think I was really gauging how good or how bad that recovery was. I couldn't drive.
Yeah.
I need more medication. I just got more medication just now.
Yeah. It's just difficult because we have such limited track time with these sessions. They're just a waste of time.
It's pretty bad.
Very bad. Yeah. On braking on all left turns. Every time I brake, I'm thinking, shit, is it good? Oh, it hurts.
Felix is coming tomorrow with Thomas.
Copy, copy.
That's he's my doctor, Thomas' doctor as well. He's a very good doctor as well. So he can also take a look just in case. You know, he will be here with Thomas tomorrow afternoon. Then I'll text Felix already.
When you say you prefer not to turn left, it doesn't help, you know, you probably open
You keep thinking about, is this going to work?
You want to open the corner.
What it to be over.
Antares was ready, he was focused, but of course he was suffering internally from the pain and also from the, I would say still the mental load of the crash going into the week.
Main focus is make sure no track limits. No track limits, we do not want any lap times deleted.
It was an unknown going back into the car how it would be for him. Quite a lot of, like I say, pain and restriction for him. So it did get worse with the pain after the accident initially.
Again, Towers, so you can go and queue at the end of fast lane. You will have to wait some minutes before we go green, but you hopefully will be towards the front of the queue.
Everyone says that quality doesn't matter, and then the green light switches on and everyone is super hyped about being up front in the grid and you want to do well, so it's kind of really hard to stay calm.
Green flag waves and Tazal is the only man with any space right now.
We're getting reports that it's starting to rain as well.
Did you hear it's drizzling? It's drizzling. Yeah, Sven said it. Yeah.
It started raining at the first push lap of Antares.
All chaos started happening. The rain started to fall. It started drizzling in different parts of the track.
Look at the drops.
So be careful for some rain on start finish on Towers. We keep pushing, finish the lap, make sure you finish the lap.
It was basically on a first flyer, which got him into a possibility where he crossed the line and getting a repeating story from 2023.
Yellow flag in sector 3. Cars will want to finish their line before it goes red. Anyone that can finish their lap now is going to get a huge benefit.
No.
Red flag.
20 meters too early.
Box, red flag.
Did he make it? No. 20 meters.
This could have been top. This could have been.
Imagine if in 1 second.
Did we just miss the last?
We are checking.
And like according to Phil, he made it by 7,000, but we're not sure.
Just before we crossed the line, it came up and said red flag. The time was on the board, so we weren't sure if the time counted or not. It was undecided whether we would get to keep the lap or not. We were waiting on the decision from the stewards. So the tyres are coming now. They will be not quite to temperature because obviously we had red flag and they went back to oven. So just be careful with the track conditions. Just take it easy.
I think now we were going to see some shunts already.
Guy on the beach, wait, don't send him.
It will be like this the whole time. Wait. He needs to wait.
Red flag. Just stay put on Towers. It's red flag again. Guys, tyres back to the oven.
Yeah, lap time is gone.
Unfortunately, they did delete our lap time from the first run. It was extremely close, but they have deleted it. So we do need to get a lap time in still.
There was a second red flag. We still didn't have any time.
I would say it's slicks. Huh? I would say slicks.
You think slicks?
Okay. Yeah.
We are going to go back out on slicks unless it starts to rain again because the conditions are going towards slicks, but it is extremely slippery in some parts, so just be careful.
You will only get 2 push laps, so please make sure you set a lap. Please make sure you set a lap.
Track limit.
Yeah, we haven't got a lap yet, he had track limits.
The Mercedes rides the curve, gets all unsettled. That's a pretty high speed lose, and kabang into the wall.
Red flag, box, 8 kph.
Yeah, we have no lap time.
What is this?
I know, mate, there's been a crash at turn 3.
Sorry about the track limit. It was very contested. Otherwise, we would have had a lap on the board.
Ironically, the one driver that hasn't set a lap time now is Antares Au. We thought he got away with it early on, and from looking quite clever, all of a sudden, Rutronic now are facing not having a lap time at all.
So Antares, here's the deal. We really need to get a lap. So what we're going to do is when we go back out, we go for wet tyres to give you the best conditions. So we go for wet because it's continued to rain.
The session was again disrupted later by another red flag, and you had everybody trying to scramble out at the same time on a track with changing condition on wet tyres. In the end, it was just about setting a lap, getting a lap in, which we were able to do. If we weren't able to do this, we would have started last. So it was a very good job by Antares. He managed to set a lap, no track limits. Checkered flag, box. Good job getting the lap time, thank you very much. Box.
We have a time.
Yes, on the board.
If you tell me just, you need to go balls out for this lap, come hell or high water, go figure it out on the fly. That really is a tool that's missing from my toolbox.
We were then already, in terms of average time, compared to the guys who got sort of a dry-ish lap, a little bit behind. So yeah, that was a tough one.
But it was a very stressful, difficult scenario for the team and for Antares himself to stay focused. Timing of everything had to be perfect. With the other guys as well, it was similar scenarios with qualifying, with disruptions, but in the end we were able to set a qualifying lap time and we were on the grid for the start of the race, and we did not have to start from the back.
Man, I mean, you go from being borderline, like, top of the session with that, because we would have been the only team to have set a lap in the dry, to then fighting to get a lap, and then having to settle for something on wets just to cross the line. Like, what the f can you do? It's stupid.
Qualifying was already an interesting session leading upwards to the race with a really good lap that was unfortunately not counting due to the red flag, but that going closer and closer to the race. Antares was really working in a professional way, even though you could see he was fully in pain every minute of the day.
So we got night practice next. It's pretty simple. We go for 6 laps.
My aim is to do the first maybe 5 with 0 time limits. Then I'll do 3 push and see what happens.
So fast driver change to Antares, look for lollipop, fast driver change to Antares. Give you 8 laps. Remember, let's try and not get any track limits on the first 5 laps, and then afterwards we can explore track limits and push. Radio very bad, no copy. Radio very, very bad, no copy.
Pit lane, radio impossible, extreme pain, need rest.
Copy, radio impossible, it was very bad, apologies Antares, very bad. You can jump out of the car.
Hearing and listening to him on the radio, he was in a lot of pain during sessions leading up to the race. But I think it was the right decision also for him to continue. Yeah, that was basically the start of our 24-hour journey.
Have we filled requirement? Yes, no. It hurts bad.
Yes, we have done the requirement, mate, so you can finish. We've done the requirement, so you can jump out of the car.
Really hurting.
Oh yeah?
The radio was awful, so I couldn't do it all.
And he's hurting a lot.
But we did the requirement, so it's good.
I cannot drive like this. It's insane out there.
Yeah.
It's not the driving. It's like
You need to just get some rest, and tomorrow we need to get you treated.
nighttime driving is not an issue, but with this.
With this it's hard, yeah. Well, even in the day it's impossible with that. So just take some rest.
Some pills and
I think it showed that we need to be ready in the race stints to time it, like Joe said, for Antares to have his feeling as good as it can be.
Well, for sure, when we had our pre-race meeting, it was definitely sure from Antares' side of things, this is gonna be the hardest 24 hours I've ever done in my life. And if you're gonna face probably the toughest 24-hour race on this planet, on Spa in GT3 cars, solely GT3 cars, tough competition, it's gotta be a very long 24 hours.
First of all, you need to finish the race. This is the most important. It sounds really obvious, but with 75 cars around you, it's really already a goal on its own. You need to have no contact, basically, no penalties, no track limits. So it's really a lot of things that need to kind of go right. I would be happy if we finish the race without incidents, because if we do so, I'm sure with our package that we will be in front. Keep the nose clean, and then I'm sure we can do something great.
So far?
We were actually a bit nervous going into Eau Rouge with so many cars from the commando stand, but for sure with the amount of starts Antares has already done, we were actually quite okay. It was just very important to stay close with all the other bronzes, to stay on the lead lap. This is super clear, and throughout the first corners actually did a quite good job. Couple of cars taking a bit more risk than Antares maybe did, but for that it all looked very fine, it looked very safe until it didn't.
Contact with Lamborghini.
One time everything, front right everything. We need splitter, front bumper, fender, puncture.
Is the car still drivable, Antares? Is the car still drivable?
Inca, this will take long. It's full suspension, at least half an hour repair.
Yeah. He's in pit lane now, guys. No rush. This is gonna be a proper assessment because it's a big impact. Could be chassis damage. Full fuel, please, and then into the box.
But Antares out. He's fighting this car to get it back to the pit lane.
I think it's over, to be honest. I mean, we can fix it, but it's 2 hours down then.
We need to assess the damage, so this can take some time, but just stay in the car, stay in the car.
If you look at the TV broadcast from a third-person camera, it's pretty clear. There's a car smack in the middle of the road. Everyone streamed or flowed around the spun car, and there's this idiot Porsche that just, in slow motion comes and decides to smack the Lamborghini right on. That's what it looks like.
Then another sideways car, and Antares out has nowhere to go. And when you see that impact, you realise how much damage has been done to the Lamborghini as well.
Then you go and look for other footage, and you look at your onboard. I couldn't see the Lamborghini.
Wow, it's completely blind.
So sorry about this.
Hey mate, there's nothing you can do about it. That was completely blind, and there's no way you could have avoided that, in my opinion.
Yeah, and from there we went into the race. The same like we thought. The whole week is hopefully going to be great. Another drawback, another big moment.
It just is a very sour feeling to start and still have 23 hours to go, with knowing that you're actually not going to be in contention and just picking up the pieces of others that aren't able to basically finish the race.
So we're going to push you out in just a second, and then we're going to go straight away. You have full fuel, new tyres.
The Neutronic boys were trying very hard, did a heroic job of rebuilding 1/4 of a car in about an hour and a half's time.
Everything was fixable due to the great effort of the guys. The spirit of a 24-hour race is to not give up by things that you can still fix there. You can still get valuable points. So after roughly 20 laps lost, we could rejoin the race for what was still the first stint of Antares.
After all that effort, you rebuild the car, you go back out. Now, at that point, you're quite a few laps down. And wherever you go, you have this blue flag of death around you. Everyone knows you're a lap down, you're gonna be overtaken.
Blue flags on top, blue flags.
Couple more laps into Antares' stint. While being back out, we actually got touched around again.
You're in the gravel, are you stuck?
Very stuck.
So it was by far the toughest start, and I mean, if you're fighting for something, it can feel very emotional, but we couldn't really have a worse start to our race.
We need to repair again?
Yeah, so guys, it could be bad damage, so we need to do this pit stop, but also have a visual inspection for damage on the rear. Visual inspection for damage on the rear.
Would you like to stay in the car for an extra stint? And what is the damage of the car?
Potential retirement.
Okay, copy on Tires. For now, just stay in the car, and we will check for damage, but for now, just stay in the car.
You'll need an honest assessment. Is the car survivable? We need to choose between continuing and toughing it out and retiring the car.
Understandably, in the car, after getting all of these situations bombarded on you, while being in major pain while driving, he had quite some questions if it's worth continuing, or how are we gonna do, what is the purpose of still running.
What do you guys want to do?
I just asked to get Martin up.
We are nowhere. Nowhere. We're 20 laps down. Nowhere.
In the pit, we were basically grouping up with the drivers and engineers and mechanics, and just discussing on the aims, the targets for what we're doing here, and whether we want to continue, whether it makes sense to continue.
Okay, so we go back out for one more stint, and then we can retire after that if you like, but we will still plan to go back out now.
We should just, I mean, this is something that is a bit sad, but we should finish this one in some sort of dignity, kind of like get it done in a proper way.
When I talked to him, we had therapy. He told me I want to finish that race. Okay. It doesn't depend on what happens.
Yeah, he still wants to see the checker.
And he wants also to finish for you.
I thought we were done after we recovered from the crash and the spin. I thought we're done.
When we box on Tires, we are going to do a driver change to Luke, just to continue with Luke for a short while.
It needs to be a team answer. People say whatever, hey, people are here to do this collective thing, but ultimately every element of this team has to be comfortable with what decision we're making together.
Well, we put Luke back in now to continue.
Yeah, I wonder why is he out there? I thought we...
No,
So we said we let him out and then we decide what we do. I mean,
just to get you back in the box here to have a conversation.
Oh, okay.
If you
I thought it was decided.
But by the time I came back, hopped out of the car, it seems there's a bit of a second wind in how the various folks see the road ahead.
The question is, do we want to continue, go until the end? Do we want to call it a day because we're not fighting for position? That's kind of the balancing here. And so in the end, it's your decision.
The team feels pretty strongly that the spirit of endurance is to endure. Give it a try anyway. Grit your teeth and go on.
It's more a question of whether we have the heart to continue. For me, I can drive and finish by 4 hours. I can do that. But as pros, it's not fun whatsoever.
It's not a matter of fun.
It's blue flag.
It's a matter of they're here to do a job. If you tell them to go, then they drive. That's
what he said. What Klaus said.
What do we want? I am up for whatever the balance of my silly stint is. If you feel like being soldiers, I'll support it. It's not the cost, and frankly, it's not doing anyway because you're finishing happy.
That decision, we wanted to continue, and if the other characters are investing their effort, good effort, at doing what they need to do in their stints, why shouldn't I?
to do this kind of sport, what we're doing here, you sometimes have to be a dreamer and have to be quite positive no matter what the situation is. You just have to continue. There's no point in giving up.
I'm also really thankful that he included us in the decision, because in the end that shows what kind of team player he is, that he values everyone's opinion and decision. And from there on we decided to continue and to basically just bite through the pain and go towards Sunday afternoon.
After this quite eventful first hour into the race, and after the decision to continue, we actually had quite a decent race, I would say. I mean, there were no incidents, pace was quite decent, everybody had joy and learnings in their stints.
Morris, Luke and Martin drove through the night. The main objective for them was just to go out and overtake as many cars as you want, drive at whatever pace you want. Morris was making some amazing overtakes, as was Luke and Martin, having a really good time in the car. I think they all enjoyed it.
When you see good folks and their conviction that this is something that they want to do, that gives you some reinforcement. That gives you some extra conviction that, maybe this is actually a good thing. Seeing that in people's behavior and having the team members actually come and tell you, I am glad we're doing this, let's finish this. There's a bit of a period where I'm out of the car, the die is mostly cast, you know you're not going to be anywhere up the order, so you're spending your mind rooting for people who are doing well, ideally your friends. In this case, my friend John was way up there. I think he was actually fighting for the win.
A slowing Ziggo Sport Ferrari. This car has been running pretty trouble-free, but not any longer.
It was really heartbreaking when I saw them with this mechanical breakdown. And then it became a little bit of a moment for me. This is such a hard race. These guys deserve it. How is it so f***ing difficult to do something right here? If there's someone who deserves it, these guys drove a perfect race. How? This is not fair. But that was it.
Once daylight was back, we put Antares back into the driving position. And we already knew, and he already told us that he was still under quite some fight to get this done. And he had to really push himself way beyond his limits.
In the end, the lap time didn't matter. It was just a case about circulating.
Update that time. With updating that time, then fuel laps remaining.
I still remember asking Joe, can you please refresh your calculations given how slow I am? I think the number of laps I need to complete is actually lower.
You will have 8 laps remaining. 8 laps remaining. You're doing a very good job, Antares. Just keep this up. We're almost there.
Question. Update from lap count.
3 laps left. 3 laps left.
Extreme pain ready.
Okay, Antares. Box this lap. Box this lap.
Please prepare for slow driver change. I will have difficulty coming out of the car.
He says it's going to be a very slow driver change because he's in a lot of pain, so don't try and be fast with his driver change, okay?
In the end, he was in such bad physical pain that he could barely get out of the car and needed to be helped.
Like how we usually work as humans with adrenaline, it was just empty. And for sure he went 100%. And I'm not sure if it's healthy or not, but he went 100%.
Then I sort of just leapt back behind the line, and that was the driving change. Probably the most unceremonious driver change I've had ever.
guys. That's it, we can finish the race now.
To cross the finish line is probably the best thing that could have happened in the grander scheme of all the bad things that weekend.
Especially after putting that effort in of rebuilding quite a heavily damaged car during the week, and then starting into the race.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for making it.
It is part of what you have to be as a personality. If you want to do motorsport, you cannot just say, okay, now it's getting hard, I'm going to quit. No, if it's getting hard, you're just going to try harder.
I think it had everything, and it truly showed and was very clear that the people made the difference here in this race.
And I think Antares really had a lot of respect for us after the race, for being able to continue, for being able to pull through the setbacks that we had and still keep pushing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tough one, but
It was,
we made it.
We all worked together as a team.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Very great pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.
If you look at Spa 24, that has to be the low point. There is a lesson, a big lesson in this. So I'd like to think something good came out of the summer. Being shown the need to be humble, that I can fail, and this is what you need to do when you fall flat in your face and just get back up on your feet. I think I learned to appreciate everyone's efforts that much more.
I think it's not cool.
But Nell, why?
Go, go, go!
6,